Salem is once again on the edge of chaos. Secrets, lies, and heartbreak are ready to explode, and this week, nothing will stay buried for long. From Tate's desperate chase through the airport, to Thomas DeMera's chilling ultimatum, from Alex's jealous showdown to Kat Green's dangerous new mission, every scene burns with emotion, betrayal, and hidden agendas. This is Days of Our Lives, the week of October 13th, a storm of passion, fear, and impossible choices. Let's break down every shocking twist, and uncover what these moments really mean for Salem's future. The promo begins in silence, the kind that hums before an emotional explosion. Thomas DeMera sits in his bedroom, knees drawn up, a storm brewing behind his young eyes. Across from him sits Rachel Black, arms folded, smirking like she's already figured out the game. Thomas's voice trembles, but not from fear. He's angry, the kind of anger that comes from loss, confusion, and feeling unseen. "How'd I make sure Dad stays broken up from Kat?" he asks. Rachel doesn't hesitate. "That's easy," she says, her tone dripping with mischief. It's a small exchange, but it changes everything. Because in that moment, innocence dies. Thomas isn't just a grieving son anymore, he's becoming something darker, a strategist, a manipulator in miniature. He's learned from the best, generations of DeMeras who solved pain through control. Soon after, we hear his threat, "As long as she's in Salem." "I'm not." It's not an idle statement. It's emotional blackmail wrapped in heartbreak. He's trying to force the world back into order, to make someone pay for a chaos he didn't create. But grief doesn't follow logic, and neither do threats. Will this ultimatum push Kat away for good, or force Chad to sacrifice his own happiness to keep his son from breaking apart? Because in Salem, even a child's ultimatum can spark a family war. Across town, Kat Green stands at the crossroads of love and humiliation. The woman once so full of fire now moves like a ghost, haunted, heavy, barely breathing. Every glimpse of her this week tells the same story. Regret has become her shadow. Her relationship with Chad began as redemption, a chance to prove that love could heal. But now, it's proof that even good intentions can destroy what's left of a broken family. Thomas's rejection isn't just painful. It's soul-shattering. Because deep down, Kat knows the whispers are true. She's the intruder, the outsider wearing Abigail's ghost. Every glance from Jennifer, every pause from Jack, every cold silence from Thomas reminds her, she doesn't belong. So when the promo cuts to her slipping into the half-built DeMera clinic, flashlight in hand, it's not rebellion. It's desperation. A woman searching for purpose before she disappears completely. She takes photos, fast and shaky. Blueprints, security panels, construction notes. But why? Is she digging for a secret EJ has buried beneath the foundation? Or is she being manipulated by someone, Stefan, Kristen, or even an unseen Issa informant, to betray the family she tried to join? Kat's pain has made her vulnerable, and in Salem, vulnerability is the first step toward disaster. If EJ catches her, it won't just be scandal, it'll be war. Because in this town, love doesn't end quietly. It detonates. This is the emotional heart of the entire week, the scene that could shatter or save two young lives. We see Holly Jonas at the airport, her suitcase dragging behind her like a chain she can't quite let go of. Her eyes are hollow, her movements robotic. She's not just leaving Salem, she's fleeing it. Fleeing whispers, shame, judgment, and maybe her own reflection. Just as the final boarding call echoes through the terminal, Tate Black bursts through the crowd, breathless, desperate, terrified. "Holly," he shouts, once, then again, his voice cracking through the noise. People turn. Security stirs. But Tate doesn't care. He runs toward her, hands trembling, heart pounding, and blurts out the line that stops everything. "The baby is not mine." The world freezes. Holly spins around, tears already in her eyes. When Tate grabs her face, it's not anger, it's survival. He's fighting for the one person who still believes he can change. And in that moment, we see it, the guilt, the hope, the desperate love of a man trying to make things right before it's too late. For Holly, this is a war between heart and logic. She wants to run, but his truth pulls her back like gravity. If she stays, the storm continues. If she leaves, Tate breaks completely. And that's the question haunting every viewer. Can love be repaired once innocence is gone? Meanwhile, across Salem, another storm brews, one of jealousy, pride, and fragile love. Inside Brady's pub, Jeremy Horton sits calmly at the counter, sipping his coffee. He looks relaxed, unaware that trouble is seconds away. Because when Alex Kyriakis walks in, everything changes. Alex's eyes lock on him like a hawk spotting prey. Without hesitation, he storms over, voice low but venomous. "I'm Stephanie's boyfriend. Stay the hell away from her." The room goes silent. Jeremy doesn't even blink. He meets Alex's glare with a quiet steadiness that only fuels the tension. Stephanie watches from across the pub, torn in half, the man she's with versus the man who refuses to fight for her like property. For Alex, jealousy is instinct. It's his armor, his flaw, and his curse. He's terrified of losing love, so he strangles it instead. But here's the danger. The tighter Alex tries to control things, the faster they slip away. And Stephanie knows it. The moment she sees that fire in his eyes, that Kyriakis temper, something inside her cracks. Because this isn't protection anymore. It's fear disguised as love. If Alex doesn't stop, he'll drive her straight into Jeremy's arms. And Salem will witness another classic triangle. Love turned to suspicion, loyalty turned to betrayal. In a town built on secrets, sometimes jealousy doesn't just ruin relationships, it rewrites destinies. The scene shifts, and the spotlight turns to one of Salem's most complex families, the DeMeras. Inside the DeMera mansion, the air hums with quiet intensity. Tony DeMera stands tall, composed as ever, a man who has seen dynasties rise and crumble, all within the same bloodline. Beside him stands Theo Carver, determined, passionate, and ready to carve out his own legacy. He speaks with confidence. "I'm joining DeMera Enterprises." For a moment, there's pride in Tony's eyes, until Abe Carver steps forward. His voice cuts through the room like thunder. "You most certainly will not." The confrontation is explosive yet deeply personal. For Abe, this isn't just business, it's protection. He's seen what the DeMeras do to people, how ambition corrodes even the purest intentions. For Theo, it's about finally being taken seriously, stepping out of his father's shadow and into the light of his own destiny. And for Tony, it's about legacy, the eternal DeMera question. Who deserves to inherit the empire? But beneath the surface, another truth brews. Theo's sudden interest in DeMera Enterprises might not be entirely his idea. Could someone, maybe EJ or even Stefan, be pulling his strings, using him as the newest pawn in the family chess game? Because with the DeMeras, ambition is never innocent. Every alliance hides a secret. And every success comes with a price, paid in loyalty, betrayal, or blood. And now, the most chilling moment of the week, EJ DeMera, alone in his office. The light is low, the tone calculated, the smile, too calm. He leans back in his chair, confidence radiating from every word as he tells an unseen visitor, the clinic's progress is ahead of schedule. Once construction is complete, it will be impenetrable. It's not just what he says, it's how he says it. That quiet arrogance. That certainty that power will always belong to him. Moments later, the promo cuts to Kat Green, sneaking into the unfinished DeMera lab under cover of night. Her footsteps echo against metal beams and concrete walls. Every flash from her camera slices through the darkness like lightning. She's capturing something, blueprints, documents, fragments of a secret no one's supposed to know. The tension climbs with every click of her camera. Is this just a medical research facility? Or has EJ built something far more dangerous? A front for covert operations, genetic experiments, or an ISA intelligence hub hidden beneath Salem's surface? One thing's certain, Kat isn't just trespassing. She's stepping into a war zone. And when EJ finds out she's been snooping, his response won't be corporate, it'll be personal. Because for EJ DiMera, betrayal doesn't end with confrontation. It ends with silence. And in Salem, silence is never safe. So, what does all this mean for Salem's future? A child's ultimatum tearing a family apart. A desperate lover exposing her heart in the airport. A jealous man ready to lose everything in the name of love. And a DiMera secret that could shake the very foundation of the town. This isn't just another week of heartbreaks and confrontations, this is a reckoning. Every lie told, every truth revealed, every choice made will echo far beyond this moment. Thomas's rebellion may redefine Chad's family forever. Holly's decision could alter Tate's life in ways he never imagined. And deep beneath the surface, EJ's impenetrable project could connect every storyline in ways no one sees coming. Because that's how Salem works. Threads that seem separate always weave together, forming a tapestry of deceit, passion, and consequence. So, what do you think? Will Holly stay, or vanish into Paris forever? Will Thomas's threat force Kat to leave town? And what exactly is EJ building behind those locked doors? Drop your theories in the comments below, and if you love the chaos of Salem as much as we do, hit that like button, subscribe for more Days of Our Lives breakdowns, and stay tuned, because next week, the truth won't just surface, it'll explode.